I'm a little out of practice these days. Any conflicts around? I'm in the mood for some peacemaking.
Be free! Go! You're free now!
Show no mercy! Citlali! East Papa!
Light it up! Pyroclastic surge!
Let's try!
Fire in the hole!
Locked on! Bullseye!
Open fire!
Hey Pikmin, how are you doing? So yeah, like we got like, not we, but like some players got early access for Skirk, and you know what? She's actually not bad.
Take me up!
She's powerful and you still can use her with 4 stars. Which is, yeah, we mentioned that if you remember, so yeah. But again, like it's confirmed, which is cool. So like outside Hydro and Cryo though, she's terrible. She's terribly bad. I improved my UME and got 40. Oh, congrats, 40k damage. But yeah, again, like it's about like, let's say like that. It's about your weapon. It's about your like ratio, crit damage, crit rate, and it's about attack. So it's all about that, and also about like set. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, or like best set for UME is Shiminawa. Just keep that in mind, because like this one, you definitely know that. You can go to Piss, but it's better to go Shiminawa, which is actually with emblem domain alongside. So yeah, you need like this set. Alright, so yeah, let's just do, you know what, I saw a gameplay of Skirk and like her stacks and damage is so sad from it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yes. Let's say like that. She kinda... She didn't like exceed my expectations, to be honest. So yeah, she's kind of like that what I thought like she would be. She's okay. I mean, not extremely powerful, not something like crazy,
Tell me what you see.
but
Get to work!
okay character.
Die!
Locked on!
On the other hand, like she can be used only within like, yeah, she like, you know, like, oh, she is like, actually that's true, she is one of the flexible and at the same time restrictive character in the game. You know why? Because she can be used literally with any Cryo and Hydra character on the team, but at the same time you need to use only Cryo and Hydra. You still can use reverse melt because it's extremely powerful reaction, but damage will be slightly lower than you use with Hydra and Cryo. But you can use it. And you know why is that? Let's say... Hey Silent, how are you doing? Anyone else tried? What's that? Anyone else tried? No, we haven't tried Silent. It's like some YouTubers got like early access. I watched a couple of videos today, so yeah, she's cool, she's good. You still can use reverse melt. You know why? Because reverse melt is extremely powerful reaction. Great multiplier, like it scales on EM and from like also needs crit rate, crit damage, so good reaction. And it also depends. Let's say like that, if you have Constellation 0 and you need some pyro, right? You actually can go pyro and at the same time use, let's say like that, for destroy the shield, right? If you fight again, let's say like this enemy, as you know, like yeah, this one has a shield. And you need pyro to destroy the shield. So you can go like full Skirk team, oh my god, sorry, Skirk team, and apply one pyro. Let's say I don't know, Shanling or etc, something like that, you know. So just like, yeah, and you still can get some damage, you know, but it's going to be low damage. The problem is all of her mechanic relies on hydro and cryo characters you have, because of like stacks, because of like void drifts, because of damage, literally everything, you know. Like, let's say like that, we have the same character, but it's not so restricted. I mean, Newlet needs only reaction, but you can use any characters, any element you want on your team. When it comes to Skirk though, it's better to use Hydra and Cryo. But again, she's cool. Attacks is pretty good, AoE is good, you know. She has pretty good and actually, if you ask me, since she converts that sword into the polearm, kinda like polearm, you know. Oh, like that AoE is better than Arlecchino has, if I'm not mistaken. I might take a nap, maybe like I'll be back later during this room. No problem. Try it, like try not to try not to try it. Okay, like yeah, take a rest, Silent. Anyway, like I didn't forget about like mavuika test. So yeah, when you come back, we can do some tests. Alright, what I need to do, guys, as you know, like we have like discounted ley lines, and it's actually not a bad way to get some Mora and get some books. I don't need Mora so much, but books is actually good stuff, even though I have both of them, but why not? You just need to spend only 20 and you get like another like news we have, like Columbina Hydra confirmed and Columbina 6.3 confirmed, so keep that in mind. She's going to be Hydra, she will be released in 6.3, and at the same time, if I'm not mistaken,
My hair and feathers are gonna get soaked.
it's my own opinion,
Time for some preening when I get back.
we are going to get new set in 6.2, which is going to increase electrocharge damage. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Possible new set which increase electrocharge damage, because she is Hydro. 5.8 will give us new like electrocharge, and also they recently like kind of focused on electrocharge. Mizuki, they increase electrocharge damage in 5.6 or 5 if I'm not mistaken, and also IFA. So yeah, we have like, would be nice to get new set, not gonna lie, and if they can increase that reaction, which it will be great. Also, another thing, actually for Skirk, we have another option. It's not only Mercy Hunter, it's not only her signature set and Mercy Hunter, actually we have third option, and the option is 2-piece Golden Troop, and 2-piece either Blizzard set, either Attack, either Mercy Hunter. Why is that? Since, as you know, like let's say like that, it still will be lower as like if you compare with Mercy Hunter and her signature set, but might be okay if you, for example, don't have enough Mercy Hunter, or you don't have pre-farmed like that artifacts, or like again not so lucky enough. Why is that? Because Golden Troop, as you know guys, increase skill damage, right? And Skirk, it's a elemental skill damage, or like when you use her skill, she converts her attacks into the skill damage. And you can add either attack if you want to, because for example you can use normal attack damage, or if you're low on ordinary attack, like you can add, I don't know, like 2-piece Shiminawa, you can add 2-piece Glad set, you know, we have a ton of this, like, so you can combine them, 2-piece, you will be alright with that. You know, so just keep that in mind. It's actually not a bad option, because let's say the great example is Alhaitham. Alhaitham can like benefits from this set 2-piece as well, because when he gets infusion, all of his attacks convert to the skill damage into the skill damage.
Altitude can bring some perspective.
Show me your move. Try and stop me.
Farewell. Go. You're free now.
Let's have some fun, shall we? Bullseye. Locked on! Well, bullseye!
good fight.
Forget it.
Let's have some fun, shall we? Rev the... Let's fly. Open fire.
Not too far now. Tell me what you see.
Show no mercy! You two! Wrath from the sky!
Knock him down. Let's fly. Locked on.
Open fire!
Take me up. Yeah.
Hey Griffin, how are you doing? Today my feed was full of Skirk early access. Oh yeah, yeah, I watched couple. Actually, that was cool. By the way, you can find a chest on this place if you don't know, guys. So yeah, keep that in mind. It's like luxury chest if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this place. About that, yeah, I watched that early access, like of couple YouTubers. It was actually pretty good, not gonna lie. I like it, and also like good damage. You can use 4 stars. You don't, let's say like that. What I've noticed, in my opinion as well, like Furina is way more mandatory than Scofier because we have a healer. I want to try something today. Maybe I will level up my, maybe a little bit, my Charlotte, just a little bit, you know, to try at least level 40 would be nice if I'm not. Oh yeah, she's 40. But yeah, like you easily can use Charlotte, and Charlotte is actually cool because she heals pretty fast and pretty high amount of HP. She gives pretty high amount of HP. The only problem, she scales on attack, which is actually annoying. I mean, like, yeah, scaling on HP way more easy to build, you know. But again, it is what it is. You can use Charlotte if you don't have a Scofier, and you will be alright. Completely okay. You like kinda don't need like that Scofier. Like, yes, would be nice to get a Scofier, not gonna lie. But again, even without the Scofier, you will be alright. Because let's say like that, like I think like Furina is better because she gives like up to 75% damage, which is actually cool. Yes, with a Scofier is even better, but keep that in mind. Like most of the players have Furina, but kind of like don't have a Scofier, because according to the like data, like 98 or 99 something like that % of players in like in Genshin Impact, they all have Furina. That's crazy actually. It's the most it's not a popular, but like the most like pulled character. Hey, oh hi Wicker, how are you doing? Popping Tool say hi, how are you doing? Long time no see, please hit that like button if you can. It's with us. Thank you very much. Yeah, that would be nice. How are you doing, Wicker? Long time no see. Newlet go buff with Skirk too. No, Newlet didn't get the buff, but you can use Newlet. Because, you know why? I mean, like, yeah, if you consider his skill damage as a, like, DPS, then yes, but he doesn't get any buff. I mean, like, you just can use, Skirk with Newlet, that's true. That's why, but again, don't forget about Escoffier, don't forget about Furina. Let's say like that, using only Skirk without any other these characters, I mean, Furina and Escoffier, make no sense, you know? Especially without Furina. You know why? Because when it comes to damage, Newlet's raw damage is actually pretty low. You need Furina to increase his damage. Without Furina, his damage is kinda meh, you know, bad. But Skirk can be played without Furina. Like, no, like just like creating more lands of bribes, bambles, and like other homey plants to grow more food. Oh, for real, that's crazy actually. I used to do like, I don't know how to call it like correctly, but I used to like do that gardening as well back then, you know? That was cool. Yeah, now it's, to be honest, like not possible, but yeah, that was cool back then. No, Newlet team, no, like, you know what? Actually, with the same, let's say, with the same result, you can use Ayaka in Newlet team, like Newlet, Furina, Escoffier, and Ayaka, and you will get the same result. You can switch, yeah, you cannot use Roses though. You know why? Because mostly you use Skirk only as a burst support, only as a burst DPS. And you can use Ayaka the same. By the way, I used to use... Oh, let me do the team, by the way. Just so, let me kill that one. Let me go like Spile Abyss and use that team.
Let's ride! Try and stop me! Fulfill our pact! Suffer the wrath of the pyroclastic surge! Take me up!
Grief. That's the last thing I want. More responsibility. Grief? Let me check that. Grief? Yeah, like you mean like gardening? Yes, because it's like you always need... Grief? Just a second. That's the last thing I want. Just a second. Let me check that. I mean like... What's that grief means? Sorry about that. All right, I can like let me do Ayaka, and I will show you like how you can use like Skirk. In this case, actually, Skirk can be used only as a burst playstyle, you know. That's it. But again, she's not bad. I mean, like it doesn't. In case of Ayaka relies on energy. When it comes to Skirk, though, Skirk relies on her personal energy. So you need to wait. That's actually, it's not a cooldown though. Griffin. Oh, okay, Grief. Oh, I get Grief. What's that? Grief, that's the last thing I want. More responsibility. Oh, you mean moderation. Now I got it. So yeah, like, I'm sorry, it's like, Grief, like, what is that, Grief? I thought it's a plant or something. My bad. So yeah, moderation. Now, yeah, I know. Moderation is like actually bad. You know why? You need to see it like and like check. Oh no, it's terrible. It's like, yeah, like on top of that, responsibility is annoying. To be honest, yeah, if you like, yeah, like this. That's why I don't like. If you notice that, guys, I didn't like. I need to add couple bots. That's true, but yeah, I'm on like on my way. I will do it. What a chatbot like with responsible settings. That's true. Like yeah, what a chatbot setting for moderation spam. Sorry, like Vortex just like responding to moderation. No, that's true. That's completely okay. Like I'm done with being a mod for channels. No glory to yeah. Actually, I agree with you. Like because yeah, like no one actually kind of like respects that, and you always kind of being bad or something because you do like yeah. I don't like it either, and that's why I know I don't want like any of you guys to moderate the chat. It's actually a terrible idea. If you remember, like some was I got like bot like that's spammers who just like spam a lot of like something. So yeah, like even back then I didn't activated that moderation. So yeah, I will add some bots. That's true. Actually, Wicker, that's a great idea. Hey dreamers, how are you doing? What looks like feels nice when it's raw. Oh yeah, kinda. So about the team you told me about, like yeah, if you were going to use like this team, you actually yes can. You can go like this team, you will be alright. So yeah, and you can use Skirk to do damage. The only point is, in this case, it's Ayaka and Skirk. Why is that? Ayaka has a cooldown and needs energy for that burst. So you can burst every 20 seconds, right? In case of Skirk, it's going to be 30 seconds. No, just not 30, my bad, just a second. 15 seconds, 50 plus seconds, something like that, you know? But you need to skip to like swap to Skirk, use hold skill to get that, you know? It's still okay. If you're gonna spam free product codes for getting PBs in game, I make a channel just for that. For real? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I know she's not amazing, but she's okay. Let's say like that, dreamers. If you ask me, she is better than I expected. You know why? I mean, like she's not bad. I would say, if you ask me, that's true actually. She is the most flexible, but at the same time, most restrictive character. Why is flexible? Because you can use her with different game style modes, is normal attacks and like only burst and hybrid stuff. At the same time, she can be used with so many different Hydra and Cryo characters. The problem is she needs to be used only within Cryo and Hydra. That's a problem, you know, that's a huge problem. I mean, it's not a problem, it's just the way how she works, but again, like, you got the point. She deals 1.1 damage. Come on, like, no, like dreamers, come on, no need to check that numbers, dreamers. Like, again, you didn't saw any artifacts, you didn't saw the weapon, maybe it's not the same weapon, you didn't saw like a ratio, you didn't saw the talents after all. Like, come on, like, just like, it's not 1 million, believe me or not. So yeah, like at the same time, it's about the boss against which boss. Yeah, it's super early to say something. Yeah, like dreamers like the numbers. I don't know why you like the numbers so bad. Hey Zora, how are you doing? Full Skirk, as I have all characters for a premium, Furina, Yellow, and Scorpion. About that, by the way, you know what? Furina, if you have, let's say like that, her premium team at the moment, it's Skirk, let's say Skirk, Scorpion, and Furina. The last placeholder, like the last slot, it's kind of like you can use literally any Hydra and Cryo you want. Yelan is okay. Or you also can use citlali if you have. You can use Shinchu. You can use Dahlia. By the way, Dahlia is actually not so bad. You can use Lila to get that shield, you know, and to use like Calamity of Issue, because Calamity of Issue is actually like not a bad weapon. Not a bad weapon. Alright, so yeah, let me try this time. Like Griffiths told that you can use with new wallet, but yes, that's true. At the same time, you can use like Ayaka with new wallet. It's also possible, you know. Second one is going to be like this one. So as always, so let's give it a try.
Silence. Your journey ends here.
Lumine is still in song! A dash of frosting! At first,
Let the mighty be humble. Vice is ready. Bow your head.
embrace the ice!
Enjoy.
Yeah! Take flight! Yoo-hoo! Let the world collide!
Settle down. Be sanctified.
Yeah, I forgot to use.
A little amuse bouche! Boost on the loose!
Silence.
And as you see, like it's not a bad timing, you see? Like it's actually good timing, but there's like actually Dahlia attack speed buff is actually good. Like yeah, Griffiths. Attack speed does help Skirk a lot from what I saw. Like yeah, that's true. That's good for aether. Let's say like that. About Dahlia, he's not bad, but keep that in mind. We still don't know about like just a second. I mean, you know what's the problem is, guys? No need to buy to all of the stuff you saw on early access, because you don't know about constellations. If I'm not mistaken, you need constellation 6 to increase the attack speed further. It means
Adventure team,
he's expensive character, you know? Just keep that in mind, because we can get attack. Just a second, let me check that. Let me check like attack speed. Just a second. Charge attack damage. Attack while affected, so a normal attack, so yeah. Gain 1, members like hits opponent like with normal
Let's
attack
go
while
find some
affected
treasure.
4 times. So yeah, it's not that. So yeah, it's within constellation if I'm not mistaken. Just a second. Let me check that. No, attack speed. Will increase based on Dahlia max HP. Maximum 20. Oh, maximum 20. Okay, alright. So yeah, you don't need constellation. You need like passive, but if I'm not mistaken, his constellation increased like that, yeah, by 10%. So yeah, let's say like that. We still don't know about constellation. With constellation 6, you increase that attack speed by 10% more. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's still like kinda, it's not questionable, but again, like we need to wait. And you can also hold TDDs for score. No, it's bad idea. Like Griffin, like you can do that, but you know why is that? I mean, like when you use New Wallet and Skirk, you mostly try to use a New Wallet as a main DPS and Skirk as a supportive character. Because when it comes to New Wallet, it's better to use mualani. You know why? In this case, you can use mualani Cinder City, mualani TDDs, and mualani, by the way, we even without TDDs and Cinder City can deal some damage. And it's comparable to New Wallet's damage. I wouldn't maybe suggest you to use New Wallet with TDDs, even though it's possible, because as you know, guys, TDDs is HP weapon. So yeah, it's still possible. So guy used like Skirk, Dahlia, and Mika, and Skirk was like so fast. Oh yeah, but because you know why? Mika increase speed as well. So yeah. Is that damage my phone? So like, oh, gotcha. Yes, dreamers. Like again, like I saw the gotcha dreamers gamers again, but don't kind of like we need to wait. I like still like a little bit skeptical about 1.4 million. You know why? Because it's only one. I saw 1.4 million. I didn't see any other like video with that damage. It's only one damage, 1.4 million. You cannot get like do conclusion only with like on one video. It's a little bit like it's up to you, so like it's kind of. All right, so yeah, about that, let me just like.
Let's light it up. Going in, nice and spicy.
finish that.
Everybody stand!
For the Lord of the Night!
Let's light it up! Glory to its nuts! Teamwork is neutralize!
Target acquired.
But again, like no matter what, like let's say like that, even if it's not 1.4 million, even if it's like kinda like 1 million damage or like 500k damage, it's still great damage. I mean burst. But keep that in mind, like you know what the problem is? The problem is her set. Because I didn't notice which set he used. Most likely he used like Gacha Gamer, her signature set. But what's the problem? Guys, no need to be like so hyped about Skirk. She actually still has the same problem she had before. And that's problem is her set. If you remember, so yeah, that set says, so yeah, like normal attack damage is increased by 60, elemental damage bonus increased by 60. After the equipping character deals normal attack damage, the aforementioned elemental burst effect will stop applying for 6 seconds. So yeah, you cannot spam like this stuff. You can use either burst, then switch to your like teammates to do some setups, or use normal attacks, then switch to your teammates to do setups. That's why, like using new wallet with TDDS to support Skirk, it's not a great idea. It's better to use like Skirk as a burst support for new wallet. Again, like any variation is possible. You still can use like either of them, but just keep that in mind. Don't forget about this stuff. But what you can do two-piece. In this case, actually, you will be okay if I'm not mistaken, and you know which set you can use. You can use Golden Troop because it's increased elemental skill damage, which is her normal attacks, and you can go, I don't know, if you're low on attack, you can go Glad set or Shiminawa. If you're okay with attack, you can go Blizzard set. So yeah, like this two-piece is also legit built for her. Or for example, if you don't have enough Mercy Hunters 4-piece, you know, or you still couldn't pre-farm her for her signature set, which is Finale of the Deep Galleries, you know. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You can go two-piece, but in my opinion, Golden Troop is mandatory because it's increased skill damage by 20%, which is good amount of damage. And if you go like two-piece Golden Troop and Blizzard set, it's also increased burst and also increased her normal attacks. And charge attack, like not charge attacks, so yeah. Yeah, I took early access like to try Skirk, Mika, Shinchan, Mona, and Avis. The team is good too. Yeah, like I will pull Skirk after we get like to know like about Mona. Yes, you can use Mona, but you know what's the problem with Mona? By the way, you told me yesterday to try Mona. You know what's the problem with Mona, guys? Don't forget about like you know like let's say like that. If I now want to test my mavuika and I go to do that boss, which is like Yumkazaur, you know, Yumkazaur, or how you call it, Yumkazaur, right? Yeah, Yumkazaur. He is not so powerful, even though my wall level is 9. When it comes to Spiral Abyss, might be a little bit difficult to use Mona, because he uses Mona only one rotation, but you need to get energy. So yeah, like that's why, if you remember, like you told me to use Mona energy requirements is extremely high, and you need some battery. You can go maybe like the team like with Furina, with Favonius, you know. Well, I give it a try. I will give it a try with maybe with Ayaka. But again, keep that in mind, like using a Spiral Abyss might be a little bit difficult. So yeah, you need something, like you need build her specifically. I'll pull Skirk. Does she have one skill like Child Talent level 1? It's like not Child, but yeah, like kinda like Child, but Child increase normal attack, but Skirk increase skill damage. But keep that in mind again, it's only when you have all Cryo and Hydro. If you add one Pyro, for example, you cannot activate that skill. That passive, it's passive. And by the way, if you use Furina and like Escoffier, since Furina, like Furina's of field damage is her saloon members and at skill, and Escoffier's damage of field damage is her cooking mech, it's also skill, you will get like 11 instead of 10, for example, if you crown it. And let me show you. And again, like even without Escoffier, you will be alright if you don't have, for example, her. You can still use Charlotte. Charlotte is a good option, not a bad option at all. Because of TDDs, yeah, you can use maybe Mika. Mika also a healer, and you can use Diona, but yeah, they both are not TDDs. TDDs like gives you a ton of damage, a ton of buff. Alright, so yeah, let's try. Product like is 53 over ratio good for Shinchu and 3 noblesse set, and is once a what? And you can go that setup actually, but keep that in mind. One crit rate, crit damage ratio is kinda okay, but energy recharge is low. You need about like 200 energy recharge. You still can go 59 to 163, like because you know why? Just keep that in mind, guys. Mostly Skirk is great when the freezable enemies like yeah, against like unfreezable she's also great, but freezable enemies is crazy. She's crazy against freezable enemies, you know. And Shinchu will help that. Shinchu will apply Hydro pretty fast, so you can use that like yeah, like, but try to increase energy recharge. I work on my Shinchu Zora for Skirk. About that, yes, using Noblesse on Shinchu is the best way, I would say. You can use either Noblesse or Cinder City. I wouldn't suggest you to use Tenacity because yeah, Tenacity it's you can, but it's not for him, you know. So yeah, Noblesse and like Cinder City is okay. But again, about the ratio for Shinchu, like in any case, you cannot do something crazy. You know why? Because he's a fielder. You're not going to do like something crazy stuff with him. You just need energy to use that his burst like every rotation. That's it. You know. So if you can get like 6, I will show you my build, just a second. I want to choose a character. Oh yeah, Mona.
This is destiny.
But I need to switch this one to Ayaka.
I await your instruction.
So rotation is going to be like that. Shinju, not great idea, bro. Dahlia is better or Mona is way better. No, like yes and no. You know why? If you don't have any other options, then yes. And by the way, don't keep that in mind. Like you still need some, like, if I'm not mistaken, at Constellation 0, Dahlia is maybe okay. I don't know. Like we'll see. But yeah, Dahlia is a good option. Dahlia is a good option. That's true. About the like Shinchu though, because Shinchu actually doesn't give you shield. Yeah, like Shinchu gives you resistance to interruption, and Skirk doesn't need that. So yeah, if you see my like ratio, it's like 60 to 158, and I'm completely okay with that. Even if I lower, like, I would suggest like yeah, 60 to 120, 130 is okay, but keep that in mind. You need energy recharge. So yeah, energy recharge should be like about like 200s. Yes, if you use Favonius on one of your teammates, you can lower this number, but I wouldn't suggest you. Because you never know like what to do, like, you know, like it's possible that you catch particle with other character, you know. Today I saw like Furina with Tenacity. It all build Furina with Tenacity is good. For yeah, that's true. You can use Furina with Tenacity. The only problem is you need to get like good Tenacity. You know why? I mean, again, it depends. let's say like that. Why tenacity might be good? If you have great set, like great pieces for your Skirk, then yes, tenacity will increase your DPS damage. Why? Because instead of going like sub DPS damage, you just increase your main DPS. So, but again, like I maybe wouldn't suggest you to use Furina with tenacity, even though it's possible. Because Furina deals like crazy amount of damage. If you use a Scoffier increase her damage. If you use Skirk also increases damage +1 plus to like that skill. You know, like in my opinion, like it's better to keep like, yeah, 20% attack is great. It's not a bad idea, but again, it's better to use like someone or like, I don't know, like maybe like, not Dahlia in that case. Dahlia actually need to be on Noblesse. Noblesse is the best set for him in my opinion, because his skill is kinda trashy, but his burst gives you a shield. But if you use, for example, you can use Dahlia by the way with Cinder Seed as well, so yeah, it's possible. Mona is good if you get too unlucky to get Constellation 4. You actually no, you don't need Constellation 4 Mona. I saw that as well. People say that you need Constellation 4 Mona. I mean, like, you don't need Constellation 4 because you know why? When any party members attack an opponent affected by Omen, their crit rate, but for Skirk, you don't need that crit rate. It will be overcapping. You don't need that constellations, guys. You need like kind of like first one and maybe second one, and that's it. Like, yeah, maybe third one to, oh yeah, and third one, my bad. Third one is like, you know why? It's because you increase that this number, damage bonus. That's it. You don't need like that fourth constellation. That fourth constellation is actually like, you know, yeah, like you will overcap that crit anyway, for Skirk especially. I don't fully understand Mona. What does she buff? Yes, she buff and debuff. She actually do a lot of stuff. She gives you damage, and at the same time, since she can hold TDDs, it's crazy, and at the same time she can hold like noblesse, you know. So like actually she is crazy. That's why you need to use Mona right before your main DPS character. You give like your main, like you see when switching like when switching characters, the new character taking the field after the Mona in this case, their attack increased by 48% for 10 seconds. Yes, it's not applicable for HP scalers, but for Ayaka, for Skirk, for Arlecchino, for like other characters, is crazy. It's good buff for Mavuika, you know. So yeah, and also don't forget about that buff function. So yeah, damage bonus, you see like 60%, like it's 58, but when you get Constellation, or you can like crown that one, which I wouldn't suggest you, by the way, guys. I wouldn't suggest you to do it 9, do it 7, and when you get Constellation 3, you will be alright. Oh no, it's not attack buff, Dreamers. It's not attack buff, it's damage buff. It's completely different. Like, no, it's not attack buff. Come on, guys. Oh my god, I just like to... Dreamers, delete that. Dreamers, delete that. I don't fully understand. Insane and buff duration double. So yeah, like, what? Noblesse? Yeah, like, she can hold everything. She gives you damage buff, she gives you attack buff, TDDs, and also like attack buff from Noblesse. But mostly it's because of like her abilities, you know? It's still not full, and also she, you know, like she actually can deal pretty good damage. The only problem she has, it's energy recharge. She needs a ton of energy recharge. That's why maybe it's better to use her skill than her burst. So I could use Mona with Yoimiya maybe? Yes, you can. But not maybe, you can use Mona with Mona, but you need, again, you need another Hydra anyway. So if you want to go, you can go two Pyro, two Hydra, but you need another Hydra as well to use Melt, yeah, to use Wave, to do wave damage. Alright, so yeah, you see, I don't have enough energy.
Delve into destiny.
She doesn't create enough, you see, and that's a problem.
Strike a pose.
Just a second. Yeah, he jokes. Yes, of course I joke like Dreamers, but again, like I just like explains that she gives damage and you write like attack buff. It's not like that. Okay. So yeah, so of course like no need to delete that. But yeah, like just first like at least listen carefully, and after that like do the comment. No problem about that. So yeah, you see the damage, and yes, keep that in mind. You need energy recharge, and that's a huge problem actually. You know why? No matter what you use. Yeah, for me it's attack. Let me change that. I never use Mona in live, but like I heard like she provides attack buff vortex, that's why. Okay, no problem. What has Mona to do with Yoimiya? Mona also has a honing mechanism on her skill, so you can say partial crowd control. Oh yeah, actually yeah, that's true. I mean, her skill, right? Yeah, her skill do that, but you know, like it's kind of like kind of low. Just a second, let me check what I have. I have 5 pieces, right? Let me go energy recharge. Actually, it's no, I have noblesse, I have more energy recharge, and I have TDDS, and also a pretty good ratio, like a kind of okay ratio, and weapons like this one. Oh yeah, she can actually, like, I mean, you can give it a try. You definitely will get more damage with Mona. But keep that in mind. You know what's another problem with Mona? The problem with Mona, which is actually like huge problem, like that her like damage buff function lasts only for kind of like 5 seconds, maybe a little bit more, but about 5 seconds. Keep that in mind. It's like, so yeah, that's why, like, you know, like that's why many players like use Mona only to do like one shot, you know, like, yeah, quick damage. By the way, that Mona might be great when you want to use Skirk's burst game style, play style. You know why? Because, by the way, like Dreamers, in that case you can get 1.4 million damage. When you use Mona's burst, then Skirk's burst, you can get that damage, because on top of that, so yeah, you can get like up to 60% damage bonus, you get attack buff from noblesse by using burst, and you get that weapon buff, you know? So if you combine all of the buffs you get, you can get 1.4 million, but again, like it's a little bit early to say something. Alright, so yeah, let's give it a try with Mona. That's why I personally don't like to use Mona so much, but with Skirk burst play style, it's actually possible. With Mavuika as well, by the way. With Arlecchino you can use that. With Ayaka, unfortunately, you know why? Because Ayaka's burst like lasts for some period of time, but let's give it a try. Vortex, I think like Mona damage buff time increases is a pretty like frozen. Yes, that's true for a couple seconds, but it's, you know what the problem is? The problem is it's only on freezed enemies. If enemies cannot be freezed, then you cannot do that. It's for a couple seconds. And by the way, you know what? It's kind of like because of like not perfect freeze mechanic, I would say, in the game, only because of that.
Off to the freezer. A burst of flavor. Decided by destiny. Sakura swirl.
So you see, like damage is actually like pretty good. Like it's, and you can check that the buffs. Just a second. You see attack. So yeah, like it's not bad, but again, like using Mona to do normal attacks, I don't think it's a great idea. You know why? Because it costs a lot. And you see, like, you cannot get, even like with a huge amount of energy recharge, which is like 236, you still cannot get enough energy. But again, this enemy is pretty weak. Let's try Inspire Abyss. Demon's nice Pikmin, like that's good. When I got my Yoimiya hit, like, yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, you can, like, let's say like that. You can use Mona. The only problem with Mona, like, it lasts. Okay, that's what might be good. Healing bonus, HP, crit rate, HP, and if it's went to energy recharge, might be great piece. Let's try in like in Spiral Abyss, because yesterday Dreamers asked me to use Spiral Abyss. So what do you all think about, like, who is better, Skirk or mavuika? Like, they are not comparable, like Griffiths. They are not comparable. If you ask me, even Varesa for me is better than Skirk, if you ask me. Because Varesa doesn't need literally, like, yeah, like when you compare Varesa's like signature team, like with Constellation 6 Chevreuse, or with Mavuika, or like with Shanling and with Bennett, or let's say Iansan, actually Iansan, my bad. I would say Varesa is better. Hey, Yoni, how are you doing? And yes, like, not even comparable. So yeah, let me try that one again, because Griffiths told me that, let's say like yeah, you can use, you know why Skirk might be better in this team than Kamisato Ayaka. Ayaka's burst actually need to, like, you need to freeze enemy in some cases to use that burst, because it burst lasts for some period of time and it gets like continuously hitting the enemy, you know. That's a problem. In case of Skirk though, like, you do only one like huge amount of damage and one hit, and actually that AoE is crazy as hell. What's the answer to the, like, it's very hyped? I'm very hyped. Yes, I would say, is Skirk better than we expected? I would say yes, if you ask me, Yoni. You know why? Let's say like that. And why is yes? Because when it comes to like teams, she's pretty flexible to build. Even though she's restrictive only within Hydro and Cryo, you still can use literally any Hydro and Cryo characters and do damage. And also we will get Dahlia. It's another option. It's not a bad option, by the way, you know. So yeah, shield, and actually not a bad shield. Attack speed, not a bad attack speed, and you can use Noblesse. The only problem is, he is not, I mean, Dahlia is not TDDS. That's a problem. To be honest, if, yeah, would be nice to have TDDS Dahlia. I mean, like Catalyst. Could you check my new Varesa? Oh yeah, of course I can. As compared to, like, okay, like you know, like, if I'm not mistaken, Dreamers, you don't have Varesa. But again, maybe yes, you're right. What can I say? Drop new. Just a second, guys. Let me check that rats. What one? Could you check my Varesa? Oh yeah, I can. Nice, 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 nice. I like this ratio, actually. And you have pretty good amount of attack. Just a second. Oh, that's cheating, but again, it's alright. That's cheating, though. You know that you cannot benefit from any of this, you know? Well, actually, no, you maybe can. No, like 4 seconds you do charge attack. Maybe you can. At least one stack. What was that? And goblet, droplet, okay. Let me check all of them. Nice, nice. This one is great. Not gonna lie. I mean, like, I just like, yeah. That one is a great piece. Nice. Tag, goblet. You know, you can get better than that, but it's alright. At least you have, oh my god, you definitely can get better than that. You know why? You use crit damage weapons, that's why your ratio is so good, you know, 92 to 9 watt. But yeah, because, you know, actually it's using crit damage. Again, it depends. That's a good build. You still like can improve this one, even though it has crazy amount of attack, and you can improve this one. So you still have some room to improvement. I skipped that piece. I recently got one with electro and like crit rate, but I skipped that. But not main account. Like, okay, dreamers. I benefit from charge attacks now since I play with Furina. I benefit, but yeah, you cannot benefit from full charge attacks, all of 3 stacks. It's only maybe 1, you know, because usually you try to avoid using Veresa's charge attack, you know that. It's better to use like only her skill, right? But again, you can, you know why? Because her charge attack is extremely slow. But it's good, good build.
Astrologers must read the...
That's why I use Tome of the... No, like you want, like Rat, like sometimes you are just like saying some ridiculous stuff, you know? You want to say that you use like, just a second. You want me to say that you use like Veresa only with charge attack? Then you use Veresa wrong. You don't need to use Veresa with charge attacks. It's not her game style, actually. Because usually, just a second. Usually, using Veresa with charge attack is bad idea.
Will there be enough?
As you know, like charge attacks is kind of like this one. Yeah. It's super slow. It's extremely slow. You know, you can do one and you get for like buff for 4 seconds. You literally like gain nothing. It's still up to you, but you literally gain nothing. But it's super slow. You try to avoid these attacks actually. It's better to use like her skill damage. Skill attacks. If I would drop like 40 CV feather, I could change Goblet Circlet. Oh yeah, I got it. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, I know. You mean like you also can get some plume, but again, your ratio is great. What looks like New Wallet, Ganyu, Scoffer. No, like I bought like this team. I tried like, okay, when she bounced like, yeah, up. That's okay, Vortex is just a character. Oh, I don't know, like, okay, like, you know, it's, okay. When she bounces up, when she bounces up,
Water comes in like, many flavors to the discerning palate.
Just a second. Oh, you mean that one? Okay, I got it. So you mean like something like that? Yes, okay, I got what you mean. Oh, yes, maybe. But again, like it's kind of like going to be like not full stack. You know why? Because let's say like that. The problem is, yes. But just a second. It's kind of going to be like not that charge attack, which is low damage. Like you need to try to use like fiery charge attack. It's completely different, you know? It's not the same charge attack. Just keep that in mind. You know why? Because you can benefit from that more than gaining that buff from that book. Just keep that in mind. I mean, yeah, I got your portrait, but in my opinion, it's a bad idea. You always try to use like fiery passion charge attack, but not like ordinary charge attack because it's low damage. Again, it's up to you. If you like, if you have like, let's say like that, if you get like enough damage with that, why not? No, it's converted. Like Rat, it's converted. It's not like ordinary charge. It's fiery charge attack. Like let's say like that. Like just a second. that weapon doesn't buff that fire charge attack. As I know, because it's completely different charge attack. It's not the same charge attack, you know? It's kind of like mavuika's like attacks. You know, like when she gains Flame Strider charge attack. Or let's say we have another character, I forgot about that, which cannot be buffed with ordinary charge attack. It's like, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, like Dreamers, I know, you have Varesa only on your alt account, and if you go for Skirk on your alt account, then you can like check the damage, no problem. Okay, I got it. Can you check my Varesa too? I have like, yeah, of course I can. Pikmin can just give me, oh. Oh, that's why, that's a point. That's a point. That Kagura and like that one gives you the same damage. You know why? Because, yeah. Yes, of course I can. Pikmin, just give me your in-game ID. Just a second, let me check that Kagura real quick. No, it's not going to be the same. You know why? Because with Kagura you can get like up to 3 stacks, which is actually possible. But when it comes to like, yeah, it's, if I'm not mistaken, with that Toma, like new Bullet signature weapon, you cannot get all of the stacks. Just a second. Which character? My Varesa, okay. Just a second, guys.
I see the value.
Okay, so most likely you use WIFI with Obsidian Codex. It's actually a good idea. You know why? You lose some crit rate, but when it comes to damage, it's kind of close to her signature. Oh, you use that for real? I wouldn't suggest you to do like that. You know why? Most likely use crit rate, crit damage. Yeah, you use crit damage. I would suggest you to switch to crit rate. You know why? I mean, this crit rate ratio is super low. And you don't have any other sources of crit rate. So if you ask me, this weapon is not bad, but with this artifact set, it's better to switch crit damage to crit rate. Because, like, yeah, 50 is super low. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You have enough energy, like more than enough actually. You know why? Like she needs 120, more than that. You don't, let me check set pieces, just a second. Damn, that's good. That's actually pretty good. An attack. Nice. Yeah. I definitely would suggest you to switch like this one. You know why? Because like 50 crit rate, it's super low. Just keep that in mind. Again, like... Oh yeah, you're welcome. And Varesa is Constellation 2, of course. Oh, your Varesa? Oh, if your Varesa is Constellation 1, she actually get... And by the way, you know what, guys? Like, as you know, guys, like, Varesa had a problem when she was released first with that passive. By the way, now they fixed that passive. Like, this passive actually was completely messed up when it comes to damage. You couldn't get the damage, this damage when you do fast skill, you know? So yeah, now it's fixed. Okay, let me try this one. Hey Tanuki, how are you doing? Let me try this one. Then, like, yeah, I'm going to try Mona.
Settle down.
Let the world collide!
Adaptive frosting! The pinnacle of excellence!
The tides beckon. Silence! An oversight!
Yoo-hoo! Let my name echo in song!
Boost on the loose!
Be sanctified.
Kamisato out! Summit!
So yeah, let's try. We use like kind of like Skirk, but keep that in mind. Skirk definitely deals more damage than Ayaka in this case, but still it's possible to use Ayaka.
Let the world collide!
A little moose boosh! Yeah!
Settle down. The tides beckon.
Not enough damage. Alright, not enough energy.
Bow your head.
I'm going like to pull Varesa in future too. No, I wouldn't suggest you, Dreamers. Again, like if I'm not Dreamers, come on, like just stop it. We recently, if I'm not mistaken, I told you that it's better to invest on like, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember exactly the characters, but if I'm not mistaken, you have Chlorine on your main account. You like actually was like extremely disappointed in Chlorine, but Chlorine is actually not a bad character. Just invest into Chlorine. Because of that, going for Varesa is not a great idea. I mean, like, you cannot get, like, let's say like that, if you're free to play, you need to renew your characters again and again. Like, if you want, like, if you want to get, like, best characters for each element, you need to renew all of them. It's a bad idea. You know why? Because, let's say like that. For example, let's take a Escoffier. Escoffier for Cryo at the moment is actually great. So if you have Ayaka and Risley, going for Skirk, yes, it's maybe not a bad idea, but you can still use Ayaka and do pretty good damage. It's only because of this one character. And this one character, I mean Escoffier, can buff not only your Cryo, but Hydra as well. You know? You can use Shinchu, Rosa, Yelan, Furina, also buffed, Nubulets, all of them, you know? When it comes to Varesa though, like Chlorine can be played in overloaded teams as well. And actually, Fischl is a great supportive character for her. And you can use Chevrus. In case of Varesa though, it's only Chevrus. You cannot use Fischl with Varesa, it's a bad idea. You use iansan. Yes, Varesa gives you more damage, but again, like, I wouldn't suggest you to do that. Chlorine can really compete with Varesa? No, like, no, let's say like that, right? Yes, she can. Like, Varesa obviously better. Like, you don't need energy, you actually, Chlorine doesn't need energy as well. But Chlorine in some cases might be actually, like, she benefits from self-healing. It's actually so good, because with Varesa you can have like pretty tough times, not gonna lie, especially if, as you know, like Iansan's healing, it's terrible, you know, it's so like low, because of that it might be a problem. But Chlorine has self-healing abilities. So yeah, the point is, Chlorine can be, like, she's not a bad option. Chlorine, mavuika, ororon, Chevrus, Chlorine or Chlorine, yeah, you can. Even I have Raiden and my ulti gun. I bought Raiden. You know, like, at the moment Raiden's only role in game, it's like Hyper Bloom, if you ask me. It's only role. Yes, maybe we can change, like Hoyo can change that by adding new Cryo Dendro reaction, but at the moment, yes, Chlorine, if you have Chlorine, going for Varesa, in my opinion, it's a waste. I wouldn't do that if I had Chlorine, if you ask me. You know why? Because actually, when it comes to team comps, Chlorine is way more flexible, not a way more, but 100% flexible. Mostly, Varesa can be played in Overloaded, and you can use in plunging, which I don't like, to be honest. But when it comes Chlorine, Chlorine is aggravate is pretty good. Chlorine Overloaded is pretty good, you know. So yeah, like, Chlorine is not a bad option. I wouldn't suggest you to go for like Chlorine, Fischl, xilonen, Chiori isn't bad too. Fischl, xilonen, yes, like, but you know, like, isn't bad. It's not the like best team. You know why? Let's say like that. You can use that team, but it's not a great team because Chiori, you can, but it's better to use like kind of like maybe someone to swirl that Electro, you know. So yeah, about the Skirk and Varesa, why I say that Varesa is with signature like team is good, because Varesa actually doesn't need like energy at all. Yes, Skirk wins with that burst, because Skirk can be played in like as a kind of like not a supportive but sub DPS. In case of Varesa, Varesa cannot do that. So just keep that in mind. When it comes to DPS, maybe I would agree with you that Skirk does better in general. I have both Chlorine and Varesa in my all account Vortex. I have no limited electro DPS in my main account. Oh my god, like Dreamers, I just like I don't know which, like, please, like, when, like, I would be nice, like, Dreamers, just like, yeah, let's talk only about your main account, because I'm just like, yeah, I lost that. So yeah, in terms of damage, you know, maybe I would agree with you that like Skirk doesn't compete with Mavuika whatsoever. We also have Mualani as a DPS. She is not a bad DPS at all. When it comes to Nuvolet, I wouldn't like even consider Nuvolet, because Nuvolet, like, yeah, he's like extremely easy to use, but his DPS extremely relies on like Forina and now on a Escoffier. When it comes to Skirk though, Skirk actually can use like win with any characters and will be fine. Not like extremely great, but fine. You can use Mona, you can use, let's say like that. With Nuvolet you also can use Mona, but it's difficult, you know why? 5 seconds cannot be freezed. Nuvolet has like 3 stacks, which is 12 seconds duration, completely different, you know. Skirk actually can fully utilize that 5 second, I mean like 5 to 6 seconds, something like that, because as you know guys, when you use her top skill, you get that infusion for 6.2 seconds and you can deal some damage. Best teams are Electro Charge with xilonen and Overloaded with Mavuika for Chlorine. I'm pretty sure Chlorine, Mavuika. It's not always like that, you know why? Shanling in some cases is better than Mavuika, but in general, yes. Like as a general rule, it's better to use Mavuika. But in some cases, Shanling might be better, just keep that in mind. That's why Vortex I'm going to pull Varesa. Oh yeah, it's up to you then. Like, I wish you best of luck anyway. Like, if you don't have like Chlorine on your main account, let's say like that. So yeah. Is there any 4-star to use with Nuvolet, Escoffier and Forina? Yes, ton of them. I mean, Escoffier, Forina, Nuvolet. I mean, as a placeholder, just like a placeholder, you can go some Shielder. You can go Lila. You know why? Lila, just a second. If you have Constellation 4, so yeah, Lila can increase charge attack damage. Lila is actually a great option. You can go Lila, and also Lila will help slightly to get some energy to Escoffier. Lila is not a bad option. You can use Dahlia. Using Yelan, using Shinchu, it's not a great option. You can go Rosa, but Rosa, like, you know, like, Rosa can increase crit rate and at the same time be a battery, but I would say like Lila is better. So yeah, if you have, by the way, Constellation 0 Nuvolet, because Nuvolet, as you know, at Constellation 0 doesn't have like resistance to interruption. So yeah, that shield helps you a lot. Then, so yeah. Also, what you can use, just a second, let me check that. You can use Diona maybe. Diona also has a shield, you know, and she is a healer at the same time, not a bad healer. Chonyun has a like cryo reshred. It won't help like to Neolet, to be honest, so yeah. Yeah, I would say Lila. It's the best option. If you have Lila Constellation 4, it's the best option because, like, actually, you know what? That damage, you will feel the damage difference when you use Lila and you don't use Lila. Actually, you know what? Let's do the test if you want me to. Oh yeah, like yeah. Thank you very much, Timers. About that, I know. The only problem is with Lila, like in this case, TDDS is kinda useless, but at the same time not a bad option. You know why? Because this TDDS increase like shield strength, and it might be useful. But at the same time, 20% attack, it's completely useless for Neolet. Using, actually, in my opinion, Cinder City on Lila is the best option because you have none of the like Furina is Fontaine character, Escoffier is Fontaine character as well, Neolet is Fontaine character, and you can actually go like Escoffier, my bad, Lila with this set, which is like this one, Cinder City, and you can get 12% elemental damage bonus. After the equipping character triggers a reaction related to their element, you can get damage. Yes, it's going to be since it's going to be freeze, you can get hydro and cryo damage bonus. Dahlia will power creep Lila for real. Not for Neolet. Not for Neolet. Because you know why? Because its attack speed is completely useless for Neolet. He's a charge attacker, but when it comes to Arlecchino, when it comes to Skirk, when it comes to Yoimiya, when it comes to yeah, maybe these characters, maybe other characters as well, but yeah, in short, yeah, Arlecchino definitely can benefit from that, Skirk can benefit, Yoimiya can benefit from that, so yeah, you can benefit from that because of normal attack damage. Hey Silent, hi, I'm back from the nap. Welcome back. Alright, so yeah, let me try Lila, with Lila and without Lila, and let's check the damage. So, but let's go cryo to
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your sacrifice.
The pinnacle of excellence!
Be sanctified. It's ready.
it's 31.
Meddler.
It's 40, just
Silence!
do it again, so yeah, I messed up a little bit. Alright, so yeah.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand.
Lumine!
Sacrifice is
A dash of frosting! Goose on the loose!
Justice is blindsiding the
I forgot to use my
humble.
We need it last.
Settle down.
32k, right? Just a second. 32.8k. By the way, in a 5.7, when I do that, my team will be in place. Yeah, now I need to rebuild it again, but Dahlia, Baiju. Look, yeah, maybe right. I don't know. I don't have Baiju to do test, and I skip Baiju. You know why? I didn't like Baiju so much back then. Yes, he's not a bad opener, but extremely terrible when it comes to energy. And if you ask me, using Baiju, yes, maybe.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your sacrifice is ready.
A burst of flavor.
Be sanctified.
The night is cold.
Silence!
We meet at last, meddler.
Let's do it again. Can you clear Abyss with Raiden National on 1/2? Actually, yes, it's possible, but you know, I'm lazy to switch the artifacts again. Don't get me wrong, Silent.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your
Off
sacrifice.
to the freezer. The pinnacle of excellence.
Almighty, be humble!
Yeah, maybe.
My guiding stars.
We meet at last, meddler.
It gives me like 40k max, if I'm not mistaken.
Silence!
Strike a pose.
Just
Let the world collide. A dash of frosting. Goose on the loose.
The night is cold.
Be sanctified.
oh, wait.
Stars shine for
Let mine pick begin.
Bow your head.
How are you considering? A shame.
What looks like, don't actually consider the team I told you, because it's terrible. I was like miming Dahlia won't actually enough Hydra for Hyperloom. Yeah, that's true. Like you know, like let's say like that. Dahlia is not a cannot fix all of the problem. I will try Silent, but not. Let me just yeah, I will try to do that. My Raiden is okay. I will try to do that. Yeah, let's try Mona with Ayaka. The only problem with that team again, since you know what the problem is, the problem is Ayaka's burst, it lasts for some period of time, and a little bit, if you ask me, slightly annoying. When it comes to Skirk though, it's going to be completely different, because Skirks just hit immediately and that's it. But again, let's give it a try. Rotation is going to be something like that. I need to avoid using Mona at first play. Yeah, let's give it a try anyway. What does actually Electro Traveler do? You know, Electro Traveler, I never used Electro Traveler. He I don't know, to be honest. I never tried Electro Traveler. About Baiju, if you ask me, you know why I skipped Baiju back then? Because of Yao Yao. Yao Yao's healing and Hydro, and Dendro application was enough to use. That's why. Baiju was kinda you know, useless for my account.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand.
Off to the freezer. The pinnacle of excellence. Whirling snow.
Your sacrifice is ready.
Written in the stars. Sakura swirl.
Wait, did I miss that?
Take flight.
Yeah, you still inside that. Okay, let me try again. I need to catch them both. That's a problem. Oh yeah, to do that I need to use that skill. Actually, yes, Griffiths told that. So you can use Mono skill and do some crowd controlling. What is actually true? I can switch him to I can check that, but I don't remember exactly. I mostly use Dendro Traveler, Geo Traveler, and that's it. Even Hydro wasn't, so you know why Hydro? Even though Hydro is not bad, and yeah, Silent, if I'm not mistaken, Silent, you show me the yeah, you showed me the video about Traveler, Hydro Traveler does a crazy damage. Since I have enough Hydro characters, I just try to avoid that. I mean, yeah.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand.
A dash of frosting. A burst of
Sacrifice is around.
We meet at last, Medla.
Fate is upon you. Let me scry.
Yeah, I missed a little bit.
Sometsu.
Again, let me try it again. Oh my god. Electro Traveler works like Beidou plus battery. Or maybe, I don't know. The Hydro Traveler bug was wild. Yeah, that's bug. That's true. Like, was extremely wild actually, if you ask me. I managed to make like 3 videos before Hydro Traveler was fixed. Oh, they kind of fixed him immediately. But you know what? Do you remember like Barbara's bug? Like she works better than Nilo. Do you remember that bug? I mean, she like creates like her skill, if I'm not mistaken, that skill created like dendro cores more faster and reliable than Nilo, and they fixed it as well.
Your journey ends here.
That was crazy.
Your sacrifices.
Yeah. I need to do it again. For real, 23 clips? That's crazy actually. Let me wait a little bit because yeah, I switched to Mona and I need to wait 20 seconds about like, yeah. You all know the new back with Geo Traveler and Ayato? It will like pick boss and like it will make Ayato attacks insanely fast. No. It was like that specific boss. Oh yeah, like I never heard about that. Oh yeah, by the way guys, I completely forgot about that. Columbina is like, looks like Columbina confirmed to be Hydro, and they release Columbina in a 6.3. Don't forget about that. And also, I assume that like in 6.2, maybe we will get new set, artifact set, which increase electrocharge damage. It's like assumption. It's not completely, like it's not official confirmed, but I assume that we are going to get something like that. Because maybe, just maybe, that Columbina will be like kind of like electrocharge damage, you know?
Boring. Isn't there anything else
What's
more
that?
interesting to do?
Pikmin. It's on Arlecchino material boss. Oh, Arlecchino material boss, for real? Oh, okay. I never heard about that bug. And when you go under Geo Traveler Rock, Ayato attacks is extremely fast. Oh, for real? Ah, that's how it's at. That's how it works. Ah, nice. You missed your chat, like Dreamers. Tomorrow stream in WuWa only Vortex. Oh my, yes, like you know what? I don't know exactly. Maybe yes, because I need to get that Cartesia. By the way, I need to, like, as you know guys, like we're going to get Cartesia tomorrow. The problem is we cannot pre-farm mats for Cartesia because we will get new boss and I need to open the map or like that boss. I don't know. I will try to do it before the stream, and after that, yes, I try to get as much as possible the mats. And yeah, maybe like about like 2 hours, something like that of WuWa, because I want to test that Cartesia, watch that idle animation. So yeah, she's going to be crazy. Okay, let me try again.
Journey ends here.
I need to use like her skill first.
Take flight.
Sacrifice is ready.
Delved into destiny, written in the stars. Sakura swirl.
You see what's the problem? I mean, yeah, that's a huge problem with Ajax. Maybe it's not enough. Yeah, I need to do it like... Yeah, let me try and do it again. And when you go on, like, yeah, why you like? Okay, like if I miss you, all right. Maybe it's enough. Oh, it's not enough.
A little mood boost. At first, swirling snow.
Your sacrifice is ready.
We need it last, Natlan.
Just a second. Let me do it like a little bit differently.
Adaptive frosting. Time to shine. Goose
Let
on
me
the
freeze
loose.
them first.
My opponent. Shadows of fate, decided by destiny. Coming from
Yeah,
above.
that's shit great.
Momentum.
Now again, like you see, like they like ship back the enemies. And that's terrible actually. Even though the damage was increased, you know, with that mono. Even though damage was increased, because like you see, like it's 50% of damage gone immediately. But again, it's a little bit like, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to use mono, unfortunately, like with Ayaka, even though it's possible, but it's possible on big enemies. When you fight against like, let me check the energy. Yeah, when you fight against like freezable or non-freezable enemies, but they are pretty heavy, you actually can do something. Just a second, Dreamers, you told me the team with Ganyu again. Just a second. Oh yeah, Nuvolet, Ganyu, Escoffier, Furina. Nuvolet, Ganyu, Escoffier, Furina. If I'm not mistaken, I tried the team yesterday. Or not? Nuvolet, Ganyu, Escoffier, Furina. You can use that team, but you know why? I mean, let me show you my Ganyu build. I mean, I use Ganyu like with Cinder City, and that helps me a lot. So yeah, like my Ganyu build, it's like she has energy recharge weapon, she has like Cinder City set, which helps me a lot. Even though her talent is at level 6, which is actually like, yeah, if you use bursts only, and she has pretty good amount of energy recharge. She doesn't need damage so much. I mean, like, yeah. Let me try couple. No, like actually no, like pulling Shorekeeper was my best decision in the game. Like let's say like that, Cartesia is Cartesia, but Kyakona, oh yeah, you mean like pull Kyakona is the best decision. About that, but no, you know why about Chakona, my bad, I again mess up with her name. Chakona is actually, yes, she's crazy, but the point is you can use Traveler, Aero Traveler. Yes, Chakona gives more, but Aero Traveler is also like kind of like useful option. But Kyakona is way better. Okay. And by the way, don't forget about new set, Echo set, because if I'm not mistaken, for Cartesia, we will get new domain with a new Echo set. Okay, so yeah.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand. Your
Off to the freezer. At first, the flavor.
Access denied. Blaze over.
Let the mighty be humble.
It's a freeze with that, like, when you see the damage, you know why is damage so good.
Bow your head.
That 12% actual elemental damage bonus is extremely useful.
Goose on the loose.
Born of ice and frost. For Rex Lapis.
Be sanctified. Settle down.
Okay. Take it. Second time.
I've warned you.
Third time.
Bow your head.
How will you say?
Like Ganyu, actually, it's extremely great when it comes to cry application, you know? What's that? What looks like pulling? Carlotta was my best decision. But yeah, but you like Carlotta. That's why. I mean, like, yeah, you pull the characters you like. I like Chacona a lot. She was crazy for me. For Cartesia, she is so good. Oh yeah, you mean like Chacona? Yes. Let's say like that. If I'm not mistaken, as I know, Chacona is #1 supportive character for Cartesia at the moment. I mean, like, she gives, like, if I'm not mistaken, up to 100% damage, something like that. That's a huge amount of damage. It's amplifier, something like that. It's crazy damage. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, as I know, like, only Cartesia can benefit from that Chacona's skill or like buff at the moment. Now I need Shorekeeper, Cartesia, and I think I will be able to do 3 different teams. Even with that standard weapon, Carlotta is good. Oh, standard weapon, you mean like, yeah, that pistol with a crit rate? Yes, that's true. That pistol, actually, you know why is that? As you know, guys, like, yeah, we only have like 2 weapons in Wuthering Waves with a crit rate, which is sword and that pistol. That's it. And that's sad. You know why? Because if you want to get like crit rate in Wuthering Waves, you need to go for Battle Pass, which is actually incredibly greedy, if you ask me. About Shorekeeper, yes, Rat. If you ask me, at the moment, like, Shorekeeper is #1. No one can compete Shorekeeper. Because you know why? You can actually build Shorekeeper to do damage. She can be DPS character, and that's crazy. Let me try Alhaitham team. I actually personally like this Alhaitham team, which I used couple days ago, if you remember, guys, which was like Fischl, Iansan, Alhaitham, and Nahida. Incredibly crazy
In the name of the princesses.
And the point is, even though my Iansan is only Constellation 2, she still works pretty well. And because of like Fischl can I forgot that word again. Snapshotting. My bad. Shorekeeper, no, Rat, completely. You completely wrong about that. Shorekeeper even better than Furina. In this game, like, actually, if you compare the abilities she gives, she is better than Furina. She gives you damage, she gives you crit rate, energy recharge. She deals, like, she's crazy. Shenhua good, like, better than 1 good 4-star for Carlotta. One of, yeah, that's true. Like, you mean like that pistol? That's true.
Form first.
I don't have enough energy.
By royal.
Let me get some energy, and after that. Should I get okay? Just a second. Shorekeeper is universal. Yeah, Shorekeeper is crazy. Like, yeah, like Bennett, like, no, not Bennett. Of course not Bennett. Like, we don't, let's say like that. If we will get some characters like that in Genshin, it would be, I don't know, something crazy. Because she gives so much. Just imagine best support in the game. So yeah.
Memory, sharing my knowledge. Start the clock. Oz revealed.
Deflect.
Damn, that damage is crazy, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, he destroys that. Like, I don't know, like, it like, looks like the fox or something. Like, immediately. I mean, like, I'll hate him. I don't have Chacona, but I pull curtain. Oh, it doesn't. You know why? Actually, you can use, like, if I'm not mistaken, you can use. I'm sorry. You can use Aero Traveler, and you will be alright. Because Aero Traveler is another option. Yes, Chacona is the best one. That's a problem with WuWa. That's a huge problem with WuWa, if you ask me, because you know why? When you want to build, let's say like that, you need to get some specific supportive character for some specific DPS character, and that's a problem. In Genshin, it's not like that. Yes, now we have Skirk, But again, Skirk can be played with actually random Hydra and Cryo characters, and you can still do pretty good damage. Aero Traveler has amazing synergy with Cartesia. Yes, that's true. But yeah, like, let's say like that. He is not the best one. He doesn't have like great synergy, but he can be used when you don't have like, let's say, Chacona. Chacona is the best one.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sadness. Your sacrificing.
The pinnacle of excellence!
Access denied. Blaze over.
Let the mighty be humble.
We meet at last,
Yeah, I
Medway.
messed up with that, like with that burst. Oh my god. Like Aero Traveler, if you ask me, maybe second best like Aero Traveler. You mean like Rover? So yeah, Aero Traveler or Rover is the second best actually.
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sadness.
First one is a habit.
Sacrifices.
At first, the flavor!
This is long overdue.
Be sanctified. Bow your head.
Let the world collide! A little moose-boosh!
Enjoy.
Pinnacle of excellence!
We're way behind. All hail.
Let the mighty be humble. Silence.
I've doubted like wasn't like Cartesia, Aero, MC, Chacona supported to be best team for her? Yeah, that's true. Like yeah, that's no, like Dreamers, like you can use Aero, like you know why? Because actually without Aero it would be difficult, because Aero Traveler can heal and you need a healer. If I'm not mistaken, Chacona cannot heal, Cartesia cannot heal, and you need that Aero Traveler. And the best team, that's true, Rat is correct. I mean, the best team is going to be Chacona, is going to be Aero Traveler, like Rover, and Cartesia. That's true.
Let's light it up! Go in!
Reconstitute.
Yeah! Everybody stand!
Russian floral.
Locked on.
Let's light it up!
I got him cornered.
No, like Dreamers, like it's, if I'm not mistaken, I heard about that as well, because like they have like, let's say like that, without Chacona, like yeah, using only like Aero Traveler, I would say yeah, but best team is yes, it's Chacona, Rat, and like Cartesia. Even though like about synergy I have doubts, I mean like Aero Traveler, but he's a healer, and he's not a bad healer. And also we recently, if I'm not mistaken, got that weapon from for Traveler, Aero Traveler. 5-star weapon with refinement. Okay, let me try this one.
Settle down.
Shower me with praise. Time to shine.
Adaptive frosting! Yes!
No touching. For Rex Lapis.
Goose on the loose!
The tides beckon. Silence.
Strike a pose. Let the world come.
Off to the freezer!
Access
Access denied. Blaze over.
Bow your head. Be sanctified.
Pinnacle of excellence. Time to shine. A little amuse-bouche. Born of ice and frost. For Rex Lapis.
Let the mighty be humble. Settle down.
It says that the best team for her is Chacona, right? And Cortesia, since when I'm on her best team. What? Every rover is great. Why Genshin didn't give good MC? Like, no, we have like let's say like that. Not every rover, if you ask me. What? Yeah, you can say. Actually, yes. Let's say like that. If you compare, I didn't get that right. You said that best team for her is Chacona, right? And Courtesy. Oh yeah. No, when I'm on the best team. No, right. It's not like that. Yeah, I messed up. Like yeah, maybe. Yeah, I messed up a little bit. So yeah. About that, yes, because a Spectro rover is great. Actually, he can be used with Phoebe, if I'm not mistaken. He can be used with Zani, or like Havoc rover is just insanely powerful. Now we have Ira rover. He also has pretty great like synergy with other characters. But he's a healer. That's the point, you know. But yeah, like definitely better than like some travelers we have. But you know what's the point is? The problem is, in Genshin Impact, we have more characters than in Wuthering Waves. That's why value of like rovers in WuWa is so high, you know? Let's say like that. The problem is, it's not because of like travelers so bad. The problem is, we have good other characters. When it comes to Hydra, for example, right? Let's check characters. When it comes to Hydra, we have so many great Hydra characters. No one just think about like Traveler, right? You know. When it comes to Electro, it's kind of the same. We have actually crazy amount of great characters. Insane amount of great supportive characters, like standard DPS character, Fischl, Beidou. Like Lisa, by the way, she's not bad, she's useful. That's why you don't think about Traveler so much. Or that's why, for example, why we use Pyro though? Because Pyro can hold Cinder City, and it's a good buff, you know? Why, for example, Anemo. Why we don't use Anemo? Because we have Sucrose, crowd control, Faruzan can do crowd controlling, we have like Kazuha, great character. But, you know, like, actually, like, Travelers, crowd controlling and swirling, it's not bad. We just have good options. When it comes to WuWa though, we have so many characters, and that's why the value of rovers is way higher, if you ask me. Even though, yeah, you can't, like, I can't deny that rovers actually is extremely like powerful characters. Like Havoc is great, Spectro has good synergy with other characters, and new Ira one is also pretty good. Okay, so yeah, let's try. Like yeah, as you know, if you notice that using Mona, like let's say like that, that's what I was talking about, like Dreamers. Mona is a good character, but when it comes to like Spile Abyss, using Mona, especially with Constellation Zero characters, might be a problem. You know why? Because enemies has pretty high HP, amount of HP, and you cannot like kill them well like within one rotation. And that's a problem. So if you don't have enough energy, even if you have enough energy, it's not enough, you know? With Mona it's always like that. It's like, yeah, even if you have enough, it's not enough, unfortunately. That's a problem. So because of that, like, and if you remember, like, I'm talking about like that Skirk tests. They used Mona and told that Mona is a great option. Mona is a great option, that's true. When you fight in Overworld, Mona is a great option. But when it comes to Spile Abyss, I would say Constellation Zero Mona like for Constellation Zero Skirk, Mona, I wouldn't say it's a great option, you know? So yeah. Kazuha, yeah, that's true, Kazuha. Kazuha, yeah, we have options, like, we have good options. That's why, like, Kazuha is great, that's true. Like, no matter what. Anemo Traveler is good too, cause, like, is of res, not only res decrease. You know what, guys? I mean, like, I don't know if you know that, but again, you know that, like, swirling enemies in Genshin Impact has priority. And if you use Swill with any other characters but Traveler, they always Swill Pyro first. But Traveler Swill Electro first, if I'm not mistaken. Keep that in mind. Let's say like that. If you have two elements, like Pyro and Hydro, for example, and you use like Swill with Sucrose on Kazuha or Kazuha, they will Swill Pyro first. But when it comes to Traveler Swill Electro first, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if like Electro involves, keep that in mind. He has some benefit. That's why, by the way, back then, Traveler was used in some specific, like, kind of weird teams. You can check internet. If I'm not mistaken, that's Electro. So let's say like that. In some circumstances, Pyro Traveler might be better than any other Anemo characters we have. In some circumstances, just keep that in mind. When it comes to Electro, like, yeah, swirling, you know, especially it might be useful when you use aggravate, for example, with chlorine aggravate, you know, if you like messing up with rotation a lot, using Pyro Traveler in that case might be way more better, you know, because like you definitely will do like swill on that Electro. But again, you check the internet, you get the you get what I mean. Anemo Traveler is not bad at all. I mean, you know what, if you ask me, like, Rat, he's bad. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, like, I never use it. Yeah, back then, when I haven't had, like, Kazuha, when I didn't know that Sucrose is broken as hell, I used that Traveler, you know? But again, Sucrose is so crazy, you can actually, like, oh yeah, like, let's say like that. You can go like this team, and you will do, like, fine, you know, with only Sucrose. So it's going to be like that. We need to swill in this case. Yeah, we need to swill Hydro in this case would be nice. Just let's give it a try.
Your journey ends here. Lord of Sad.
The only problem
Your
is
sacrifice is ready.
it's that
Swirl, Mark 2.
Pound it to the ground.
Absorption test. A dash of frosting. At first, the
Rain cutter. No, my sword. Rain outlines your...
yeah.
We need it last.
Stand clear. Time to shine. Enhanced animal model. The pinnacle of excellence.
Let me read your heart.
Absorption test. Stand clear. Animal test 6308. Let the world come alive! Yoo-hoo! Animal hypostasis emulate. A little of moose
Let my magic
Goose on the loose.
No, my sword. Witness the power of the wild. Rain outlines your finger.
Stand clear. Absorption test.
she also gives like some additional damage, like 4 damage, 2 damage. Maybe not that fast, but still possible, you see. Actually, Swill has no priority. The thing like you talk about like is the elemental observation of the skill. It's not the same thing. For real? I mean, like, as I know it's priority silent, but that's why you can't Swill Pyro on Hydro Tulpa, for example. No. Like, no, like Traveler has priority. Check that. I know what you mean. That's true, but Tulpa has like, if I'm not mistaken, you cannot swill Tulpa, not because of that, you cannot swill Tulpa because he has consistent Pyro Well, my bad. Consistent hydro. That's why you just cannot apply. Let's say like that. He has so many hydro units, so you cannot apply pyro on him. That's why you cannot swirl that. But you know what? Actually, in some cases, it's possible. It's possible, like do something like that. Just let me. If you use this team, actually, in some cases, it's possible. That's why you can swirl pyro on Hydro Trooper, for example. Like, you can swirl pyro. You have like pyro up, so no, like it's completely different. You check that, Silent. Like Pyro Traveler has like only, like, my bad. Anemo Traveler has priority for swirl. You can check that. It's definitely like that. It's the only Anemo character who has priority. But when it comes to swirling pyro on Topa, it's actually possible. Just a second. Oh yeah, let's go maybe like this one.
Archon reporting for battle.
Do I have enough energy? I have enough energy on all of them. Let's give it a try. Because, you know what? I tried that, like, swirling Topa, which is actually, you say, is impossible. And I agree with you. Because, like, in Spell Abyss, what is one enough for sucrose? And I have about sucrose, yes, like it's still like, let me check, like, you know what's the problem is with sucrose? Since sucrose is TDDS welder, I mean, like, in some cases, like, if you don't use her as a driver, then TDDS is the way. If you use her as a driver, then yes, use sacrificial, and yeah, as much as possible. That's it. And of course, don't forget about the set. But yeah, 700 is okay, I would say. That's true. Yeah, that's true, right? You don't have, and you can, like, swirl. You don't need to use that burst. If you use burst, you mess up. But you need to use that burst. You only use that skill, and that's it. Let me give it a try.
Everybody stand nice and spicy. Absorption test.
Let me get some energy. Hey Ali, how are you doing? I saw Skirk damage showcase. It's decent without. Oh, finally, yes, that's true. But you need Furina. That's true, Ali. That's true. You don't need. You need, like, you know what? You need Charlotte. If you have Charlotte, I would suggest you to build Charlotte, and you will be alright. Let's say like that. It's not correct to say that you don't need Escoffier. If you want to get more damage, you need that Escoffier. But to deal at least something, let's say, like, you will be alright without Escoffier. So yeah, she still deals, like, pretty good amount of damage. Maybe Kazuha will be... No, Kazuha is a problem. Kazuha is a problem, Sucrose is better. Just a second, let me try it again.
Adventure time.
Sucrose is way better in this case. Swirl is only done to the element actively applied. That's true. But you can check that Traveler has a like it also has a priority. Okay, so yeah, let's give it a try again.
Adventure time. Let's light it up.
Teamwork is good. Get them. Animal test 6308. Absorption test. Eat this.
Huh?
37k, right? 37k is the max what I get. Just a second, let me try without that and let's see. But yeah, so like Kazuha is not a good option, unfortunately, like in this case. Now let me get some energy and try now without like without that like only Bennett and Shanling. Let's see the damage. Because if I'm not mistaken, I didn't see that swill though.
Off we go.
Traveler and Lynette have a different elemental observation code. Cryo, Pyro. In case like Pyro, Hydro, Cryo. Lynette, Meow. Just a second. All other spies, that's true, like all others. Oh, Lynette as well. I didn't know about Lynette, to be honest. Cryo first. Ah, okay, Cryo first then. Like, yeah, my bad. I thought it's Electro. So yeah, that's true. So yeah, like it's kind of like priority in any case. Like you can say that it's priority. So it's if you just like swill different elements, they start with Cryo first. So yeah, I forgot about that. I thought it's Electro. Hey bro, how are you doing, bro? Thank you very much for that, Silent. Swear is only done to the element actively applied. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let me try it again. But now without any... Yeah, actually, like you see, like it's 27, right? But yeah, just a second. My bad. Just a second. Let me just... Oh my... Did I? No, just a second. Let me do it again. Nothing much, bro, that like about you, bro. What's up, bro?
Adventure time.
So yeah, last time I just like forgot to use my Goba, because Goba actually gives you some damage. Waiting for a new day. Okay, actually, like yeah, me, like I wait for a new day as well, because like Cartesio is going to be released tomorrow. Not gonna lie. Okay, so yeah, let's just do it.
Everybody stand back! You're toast!
It's 31k damage, right?
Let's light it up.
But I don't see that swill. Is it damage with sucrose is better? And I'm pretty sure like at EM. That's true. Doesn't she? Like yeah, that's true. That's what like yeah, that's most likely EM damage, but it's not a swill damage. Just a second. That's true actually, yeah. Because like she gives some elemental mastery, and that's why it's like slightly more damage, but not it's not a 40%. That's what I just want to test that.
Let's light it up.
Actually, yes. Like let's say like that. According to the data, like in game, you cannot swill tulpa whatsoever. The only thing you can do is maybe like apply dendro and do some burning maybe with more consistent. If like as a dendro is more consistent, you can actually do burning. Or mavuika sucrose is better for Kazuha. And also like Arlecchino. Yeah, let me try again. So yeah, most likely it's elemental mastery, that's true. It's not like swirling, because swirling definitely should give me more.
Stand clear. Animal test.
But you get swirl, you see that? It's not the swirl you want, yeah, that's true. Just,
Let's light it up.
it's not the same swirl. In this case, you can just swirl, but it's not the same swirl.
Nice and spicy.
You know what, just a second.
They're really boba. Get them.
Come on. Just a second, let me check something.
Nice and spicy. Stand clear. Absorption test.
No, you swirl like here.
Stand clear.
It's not a pyro swirl. Oh my god, I messed up. Okay, let's... So you can't, my bad. So you can't actually, yes. You only get like... You only get that elemental mastery. Because that swirling is... Yeah, actually according to the like enemy status, it's not possible. Because yeah, he has consistent like hydro. And you cannot just override that like hydro whatsoever. With pyro in any other element. Especially like tulpa. We have some other elements as well. If I'm not mistaken, it's like that... Oh, how's it called them? Yeah, like VVN one. It's the same. Makes feeling better, bro. It's possible to swirl hydro and absorb pyro because tulpa has permanent hydro. It's like the element observation doesn't swirl.
Let's go
Only
find some
element
treasure.
applied. Most people confuse with it. That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's only elemental mastery applied, so that's why you get like increased damage.
Benny's adventure
And
chain.
by the way, it's not 40% completely. That's true. That's why I was
Adventure
like...
time.
Oh, but in any case, the question was about like, is that some characters... I didn't know about Lynette though, but I definitely knew that like Traveler has different like priority, you know?
Let's light
Yes,
it up.
maybe it's observation priority, but you can tell that it's kind of like swill priority, you know? Okay, I'm not gonna die. But sometimes it feels like, oh, okay. Okay, very nice. Like, okay, bye-bye, bro. Bye-bye. Alright, so yeah. What we should do, like, let's do a couple domains, maybe. If I'm not mistaken, I can do one more. But yeah, you cannot like swirl that pyro on tulpa. Alright, so yeah, let's try. Yeah, let's try like plunging maybe.
I trust you have packed ample foodstuffs. Teamwork is drip!
Controlled breathing.
On skyward!
Strike cloud converge.
Charge! Yeah! Control! Right!
Okay, so yeah, let's try maybe a couple. So yeah, about the Skirk, by the way, you can use Skirk burst and do like use her with New Bullet, with, by the way, with Ayaka. It would be not a bad option at all, you know, to do like burst, because burst is actually extremely useful. The only point is, like, I would say, like, is it makes sense to use Ayaka and Skirk on the same team, or like maybe use some other characters to buff your Skirk, you know? Let's say like even Shenhe in that case might be useful. But again, it depends, like, it depends on your preferences. If you like Ayaka, for example, you can use that. If you don't like, then maybe yes, you can use Skirk with other characters. About Shenhe, I don't know, like if I'm not mistaken, you asked me about would be nice to go for Shenhe. I would suggest you to do that. You can use Yelan, you can use like Dahlia, by the way. Not a bad option. So yeah, it's ended up like pretty good, like a useful option. For Skirk especially. Not only for Skirk, you actually can use with other characters as well. Which one? Maybe like kind of like Yelan, maybe. But yeah, like definitely if you go, like, as you know, like first phase is going to be like Skirk and Dahlia, so you definitely will get couple copies of Dahlia. Alright, so yeah. Why not so much swelling, bro? Why so much swelling? Sorry, Ali, I'm sorry about that. Skirk burst playstyle would be only good with Shenhe, I believe. Oh, not only Shen. I mean, like, let's say like that. If you want to use Ayaka, Shenhe, or in this case you miss like Escoffier and Furina, yes, maybe. It's because of attack? Yes, maybe it's like that. I mean, like, you mean like the team like Shenhe, Furina, Escoffier and like Skirk? Yes, maybe it's possible. But again, you can use kind of like hybrid damage. You can do normal attacks as well and burst, you know? It's still possible with Skirk. If you ask me, pretty flexible character, not gonna lie. I mean, like, yeah, and a good damage, by the way. And like, it's ended up, yeah, like you don't need like only 5 stars, you can actually use 4 stars, you will be alright. The only condition is like, yeah, Hydro and Cryo, that's it. Because you need that Void Rift, you need that Serpent Subtleties, you need all of this stuff.
Alright.
But again, if she can do like at least like not 1.4 million, which we saw on that video, but maybe like I don't know, like 1 million damage with that burst, it's actually crazy. She is decent even on like a low force, that's true. I would use Ayaka, Skirk, Furina if it, yeah, like if you ask me, like if you go for that Skirk, it's the best team for you. Because you can use only burst play style with that Skirk, you will be alright. Because, let's say like that, since you have Ayaka, like yeah, the only particle generation with Skirk, as you know, it's only 4 particle per 15 seconds. It's actually extremely low. At the same time, you can burst only like once per 15 seconds again, so yeah. By the way, when she deals like cryo damage. She creates 4 particles. It's incredibly low, you know. But yeah, if you use like a Scophier might be okay with that like particle generation. But she needs energy as well, you know. That's a problem. It depends, because if you will have energy problem with that team, might be a problem, you know. Elden Ring is such a hard parkour game. Elden Ring, I want to try Elden Ring. I never tried Elden Ring, to be honest, you know. I want to try it once because, yeah, like, actually you need to get used to that game, but I know that some players just, like, you know, lost their minds when they play Elden Ring. It's extremely hard game when you don't know how to use that dodge stuff, you know. My friend pulled Shenhe from, like, Chronicle banner, like, and Scophier to Vortex. He loves Skirk. I mean, like, you know what? Actually, if you ask me, when it comes to Skirk and Shenhe, I wouldn't say that Shenhe is a great option for Skirk. You know why? In general, it's better to use maybe Yelan because of energy and additional damage. Even though Shenhe definitely gives you a ton of, like, attack. The problem with Shenhe though, if you know, like, she is a single target. The buff she, like, that coolest she gives, it's a single target damage. It's not a multiple target damage. There might be a problem when you fight against multiple enemies. Like, if I'm not, like, Rat better know about that, but if I'm not mistaken, that Quillis she gets, like, she gives you, it's a single target once, it's not a multi-target. I really like Elden Ring. Like, I've been playing it for like 2 weeks now, and I have like 40s in, like, for real. I will. Okay, I need to sleep now. Tomorrow is Cartesia banner, so yeah, excited less. Okay, bye bye Ali, bye bye. That Elden Ring, like,
myself long ago,
like that game
if I allowed myself to
was
be
a
led
year
by
in
the whispers
2024.
of the abyss. Surviving is tough. Taming the beast within?
I definitely will try the Elden Ring, you know why? But I need to, like, change my like graphic adapter. As you know, it's not like crazy, even though it has that additional super world in the name. Like, yeah, 1650 super, like, but it's bad. I'm about to do it. So yeah, as soon as I like change it, like my CPU, my like memory, like like RAM, it's okay. But I need to switch that video graphic adapter. As soon as I switch it, I will go for that Elden Ring as well. Because, yeah, it's like kind of like I heard a lot about that game. It's difficult but fun to play. Alright, so yeah, let's do that strongbox, guys, and maybe that's it for today. And by the way, don't forget about Skirk teasers and like a character. Like, yeah, we should get it like maybe tomorrow. What's your CPU and GPU? Oh, you can check my you can check the full specification in the description of the video, but let me read that just a second. Just a second, let me find it real quick. I have like okay, nah, that's not it. So yeah, I have like i7 12700s, like DDR5, and like yeah, like motherboard. It's how it's called, like Tomahawk, like Z690. It's not like completely new. I got CPU, like that computer maybe like a couple years ago, but it's pretty like fresh. Okay, bye bye dreamers, bye bye. Another link like night just came out too. Oh, I will check that. I definitely will check that. Alright, so yeah, let's get some like yeah, always defense. As always defense. And I keep that defense again and again, even though I don't need that defense. And you know, like, by the way, don't forget about ley lines, guys, because like we have like kind of discounted ley lines for a week. So yeah, don't forget about ley lines. And yeah, this one. So it's a 400 primogems, and by the way, after 5 days, it's gone. You cannot get it and like gain these primogems anymore. What you just need to explore the new map, like this one, volcano part of Natlan, and that's it. Up to like 80%, all of them, you know. So yeah, all of these parts, if you do them, like yeah, you can get those primogems. You will be like maybe be like fine with FPS on other links, like it's like have like 60. Yeah, maybe, you know, but it's not going to be great experience, right? I mean, like, yeah, is that true? No, like, you know what's the problem with my like graphic adapter? It has only 4 GB of RAM, like memory, and that's bad. You need at least 8 to like comfortable play of like AAA games, you know. 4 GB is actually not enough. It's just not. Yes, CPU can do the job, like to like maybe somehow like play the game, but again, it's not a great idea, because definitely to render all of the stuff, I mean like like all the pictures, etc., something like that, you know, sceneries, you need like a lot of RAM. Unfortunately, AAA games like at the moment needs at least, actually now for even more comfortable gameplay, you need 12 GB of RAM, not 8. But 8 is kind of bare minimum. I have 60 frame most of like the time with GTX. But yeah, but GTX like for real? Okay. But some bosses can really lag. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I mean, like 4 GB is enough. It's not enough, you know. That's why I want to switch that. Actually, I'm looking forward to get maybe like 4070 or 46. Not 46. Actually, I want to get 4070. So we'll see. It's actually pretty good, like graphic adapter with enough memory and enough performance. So yeah, I think will be. And also my power supply is okay for that. My power supply is about like 700 or something, as 800, something like that. So it's enough, you know. I don't need more than that. I got my of like my 4L of like of RAM memory, like 128. It's maybe like yeah, like gigabyte of RAM. Oh, that's crazy actually. All right. Gigabyte of what? No, like he says that like I got like 128 gigabyte of RAM.
Any conflicts around?
On my workstation PC like well work. 120 gigabyte of RAM. What is that? Something new? Just kidding. Like RAM of RAM. No, like come on, Silent. Like it's like if I'm not mistaken, at the moment we don't have any like workstation which supports like 256. If I'm not mistaken, the maximum available is 128 for workstations, because in other case you can use maybe like some server CPUs or server motherboard, which is actually not so great for gaming. Virtual RAM. Virtual RAM is completely different. Anyway, it's like yeah, like maybe like Silent. I don't know. About that swill, actually, yes, I read that. Like, thank you very much. You sent the Discord. Yes, I messed up with that, like observation and swilling. But in any case, like Traveler has different like priority, you know, with observation. That's true. It's not swilling. It's observation. So actually you can use Traveler in some circumstances. I didn't know about Lynette though. That's crazy, because you cannot read that stuff within the character's description, you know? You only can read it like in like some like, I don't know, wiki like or something like that. To be fair, it's servers that manage half the factory. Oh, okay, got it. So then because like if I'm not mistaken, like you cannot get more than 128 on like workstation. 250. Yeah, if it's servers, that's possible. Yeah, if it's servers, it's still a lot. Yeah, but it can render stuff as stupid. Yeah, you know what's the problem is with servers and workstations? When it comes to games, actually, to play games on servers, you need insane amount of compute power. You know why? Because usually video graphic adapter just like they made to play the game, not for render. It's completely different because rendering, it's mostly for graphic stuff, you know. Let's say you do some like AutoCAD, you know, like something like that. It's like, yeah, you can use servers to do renders. But when it comes to games, it's completely different type of rendering because it's kind of like a live rendering. But again, like it's still possible to. But I assume that you have crazy amount of like compute power. I don't even want to like ask you about how many CPUs that server has. It's maybe like kind of like 64 or like 126, 128, something like that. But it can render stuff like, yeah, I believe. And also like when it comes to like graphic adapters, usually when you use servers to render the stuff, you don't use usually like ordinary video graphic adapters. You use kind of like specific graphic adapters, but most likely you know that silent. I mean, 8 CPUs? I don't believe that. It's not 8 CPUs. Oh yeah, maybe it's possible. How many cores? Because let's say for me, it's kind of like, let me check that real quick. For me, just a second, let me check that. How many cores I have? Oh, come on. I have 12 if I'm not mistaken. 12th gen, how many cores? Logical process, like 12 cores for me. Most likely it has like huge amount of cores. Like 64 or something, because usually like server CPUs has a lot.
Come take a look. Definitely be something that catches
8 CPUs, it's a little low, but yeah, maybe you use like, maybe it's set like, if it's render like servers, that yes, it's possible. Alright, so yeah guys, that's it for today, thanks for joining. I will be online tomorrow, but yeah, keep the by the way, Rat, tomorrow is going to be Wuthering Waves. So yeah, I will go for Cartesia, because as you know, Cartesia will drop tomorrow. So for me, it's going to be like 8 AM. So yeah, but I will wait. I will wait for like, yeah, for evening, to like for stream, to go for a weapon, to go for like that Cartesia. I hope, like, yeah, I will, like, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, for me it's 50-50. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, 32 cores, that's crazy actually, per CPU, yeah. Most likely it's Intel. In this case it's Intel, if I'm not mistaken, because like usually, like when they even CPU cores, it's usually Intel. AMD usually gives a little bit less cores, but they actually like, I don't want to ask about, like, would be nice to ask about like power supply unit, because if you use that server CPU, like server CPUs and server workstation, I assume that it's about like 2 or maybe more like power supply. You know, for me it's 800. For you, most likely it's like a lot. But I'm still like able to play games at good performance and like watch something like that. Yeah, you know that, like, let's say like that. Mine has 6 cores, so yeah. Yeah, like that. You know what's the problem is? That's true. Like you can, maybe I can do the same with a 4 GB of RAM, but it's not comfortable play. That's a problem. I mean, like, you know, like it's struggling. Just imagine like you play the game, you just do like streaming, and like it's lagging. It's so bad. It's bad experience. That's why I don't play like I play Genshin, I play WuWa, like kind of like simple games. As soon as I switch, as soon as I switch like video graphic adapter, I will try to do like AAA games, because actually my CPU, RAM, and like motherboard and other stuff like actually capable to do that. Bro, I don't know, like I don't have access to the electrical things. Oh, no need to. I only got like access to the data press. Oh, okay, no need to. It's silent. It just was like kind of like a weird question. No need to check that. So yeah, but yeah, that's a crazy like power station, I would say. You know, if you use it for rendering though, so yeah, that's crazy. It definitely has like different type of like video graphic adapter. It's not like you know, ordinary something. But yeah, you told that? No. I remember playing Genshin on a laptop and then like waiting for the load for. You know what, Arad? We have time. Yeah, let me say that. I like when I start I never thought that I would play the games like internet games. You know, like I mean like the games which relies on like consistent internet connection. You know why? I like to play Borderlands a lot, and I usually play games like that. But back then I had only 1 GB of RAM on my video graphic adapter. That was AMD video graphic adapter. That card was great. Unfortunately, I couldn't run Genshin Impact on that. Just like it wasn't possible. You know, I tried a lot of times. Yeah, I created account, etc., something like that. So I ended up to get like new video graphic adapter. So yeah, that was a story. You know. So yeah, laptop, no, I never used laptop for that, because, you know, I don't use, like, I only use like my tablet for Genshin and CPU, that's it, you know. I don't want to spread like on all of the devices. It's kind of like, yeah, a little bit like, yeah, for me it's a little bit annoying, to be honest. You know why? Kind of like, yeah, distracting, you know. You just like see the icon, Genshin Impact icon, and you want to play to test something, you know. Oh, let's test that, I don't know, Ayaka or Newlet damage. Like, yeah, it's kind of like distracting. That's why I just like try to use only PC for that. Well, yeah, that was fun actually. And by the way, that's why I was a little bit late for Genshin, because I actually pre-registered for Genshin on the first day, date of the release. But I was about like 40 days late. It's not only because Vegia, it like that was another reason. So yeah, but yeah, again. All right, so yeah. What? Just a second. Let me check something. If you ask, oh, by the way, all right, I completely forgot about it. If you like, I don't know, like silent, you can actually, you know what, guys? Or like, yeah, I mentioned that, but again, you actually can use, like, we have like third or like option for artifact set for Skirk. You can use her signature set, which is actually depends of your play style. You can use Mercy Hunter, it also depends, but you also can use two-piece, and it's a legit option. You know why? You can go the set like Golden Troop, because Golden Troop increases like elemental skill damage, and as you know, like when Skirk is at enhanced state, like tap enhanced state, like skill tap enhanced state, all of her normal attack converts to like skill damage. And also on top of that, you can add either like, I don't know, like Blizzard, not a bad option. If you low on attack, you can add like two-piece Glad set, you know. You can use Mercy Hunter as well. So the point is, if you don't have 4-piece of her signature set, or like 4-piece Mercy Hunter, which is actually possible, 2-piece is not a bad option. By the way, if you use her signature weapon, I would say 2-piece and like her signature set is the way, because you can overcap crit rate with that weapon, with her signature weapon. Yes, by a little bit, but again. And also, like, if you're going to use Mona also can give you additional crit rate, which is actually definitely overcapped. I play Genshin on phone too, for real? Oh my god, no, I'm not. I never, like, I use, like, you know what? I use tablet to play TCG. That's it. I play TCG time to time. It's actually let's say like that. I don't like it so much, but again, it's like kind of fun, you know, and do some like, I don't know, like artifacts level up, etc. But I never played on tablet because you need some like gamepad pad or something to do that. I play on phone Genshin mostly because my laptop wasn't good enough for real, but I would probably use Mercy Hunter. Let's say like that. I will test if I get that Skirk. I will test all of the sets. I will definitely test this one. By the way, when it comes to burst damage action, let's say like that. I wouldn't suggest you to use Skirk with Mercy Hunter. If you want to play with Ayaka, definitely you need to use like this set. It has some problem. It's not a problem, but it's like it works like, yeah, it will disable that 60% additional damage for 6 seconds, either for burst or normal. It depends what you used. If you use burst, then normal attack will be decreased. Will not get that buff. If normal, then like burst cannot get that buff. But when you use Skirk as a burst DPS, this set is the best one. It's not Mercy Hunter, definitely. Because you know why? You can actually need to get a proper like ratio, and that's it. In case of this set, you will be alright. Because let's say like that, you will get enough crit rate, even if you use a crit rate circlet, you will get enough like ratio. Oh, and also like I played Honkai like 3 before, like I never played that game actually. You know why? I never heard about like mihoyo before Genshin. And by the way, you know how I heard about Genshin? If you're interested, I played that Bleach Brave Soul game, and I still play that game for 6 years or something. It's like I have about like more than about 7 years login time, you know, login like. Yeah, login like something, you know. So yeah, and we used like Discord back then. So yeah, and that's how I I got an info about like Genshin, because like people said that we're going to get a new game, which is open world game, crazy game, etc., something like that, and it's going to be crazy. And why I like Genshin a lot? It's because of map. To be honest, I like map stuff a lot. Yeah, this map is actually crazy as hell. Only because of that, I said yes, I will try this game definitely. Only because of map stuff, and you can set the pins, etc., something like that. That was crazy actually for me. Now also I played like so I was like pretty good at Genshin on the phone, almost as good as for real. Like, that's crazy. And now I'm definitely better on PC now. Like. Oh, but yeah, like playing on PC is way more easy, you know, like I mean that keyboard and mouse stuff. Yeah, you still can attach keyboard and mouse on your phone by Bluetooth, that's possible, or like on your tablet. But again, like using like keyboard and mouse, it's like extremely easy to use, not gonna lie. For example, me personally, I cannot use tablet and fight against bosses whatsoever. I can try to avoid that. I always like close my co-op, you know, immediately when I'm like on my tablet. Yeah, because someone's like, people join and say like, let's do the bosses, and I cannot use that tablets. Aiming for only hard. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's because it's actually I don't want to say it's extremely difficult, but you need to get used to like controllers. That's true, because it's extremely difficult to manipulate like character on tablet or phone, for real. Let's touch devices. Oh my god, that's a problem. So yeah, like you still can. By the way, like I just, you know why I told you about that set, because let's say like that. If you want to use Skirk as a hybrid, actually two piece is not a bad option, because you will not get that pause, like 6-second pause between damage, and you will get like pretty standard damage. I mean, like you can go like cryo, for example, like Blizzard said, 50% cryo damage will increase your normal and burst, and golden troop, for example. But again, in any case, I would say the number one is kind of like either this one and like Mercy Hunter, which is actually true. I hated bow puzzle so much. On PC they are fine. So, oh yeah, I got that. So yeah, that's true. Actually, I still have couple in Genshin, like on my map. I mean like bow puzzles. Because like, yeah, it's like so annoying.
16. That's a nice haul.
Okay guys, so yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for joining once again. I will be online tomorrow with WuWa. Maybe it's going to be like a full Wuthering Waves stream. You know why? Because like, yeah, Cartesia, I need to farm for mats, I need to farm for maybe weapon mats. I mean, I pre-farm for Cartesia. The problem is Cartesia will get new boss mats and you need to farm them. You need like 46 of them. So yeah, it will take some time anyway, but I want to build her at least a little bit to like use her. And also I want to go for her signature weapon, because as Dreamers told me, that weapon is going to be HP weapon with a second substat, you know, second stat. It's going to be HP and she scales on HP. Behold on the monstrosity of a message on Discord. Oh, for real, like, oh my god, that's the server is used to manage 70 manage. Oh my god, okay, I will check that definitely. Oh my god, that's crazy. Actually, that's a good info. Thank you very much. I like to read the technical info, you know, Silent, not gonna lie. I'm like kind of like, you know, like IT guy, and like, as you know guys, all of the IT guys like to read that, like, let's say like that. You maybe don't like it, but you get used to that so much, so you just read it, you know? It's kind of like obvious for you to read the technical data. So yeah, thank you very much. I will check that definitely. Behold on the monster like of a message on Discord. Okay, so yeah guys, that's it. Thank you very much again. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. By the way, don't forget about like Skirk teasers. They should release that teaser like shortly, maybe tomorrow or like day after tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Because let's say like that, it's ended up that she's not bad. Not gonna lie, she's actually pretty good. And she deals good damage. And also, like, if you remember, like I mentioned like that yesterday, that she can be played alone without any without any teammates. Yes, damage is going to be low, but you know, like, let's say like that, if you get for Constellation 6, you will be okay without any other team. No, but yes, all of the mostly all of the characters actually okay with Constellation 6. Oh yeah, what a joke. Alright, so yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining once again, and bye bye guys, bye bye.
That's a nice haul.
Today's recommendation is the steak.
I will make you better.
It's been getting quite busy recently.
When you lose your way, gaining some altitude can bring some perspective.
That's a nice haul.
Today's recommendation is the steak.